Over 300 years ago, a group of American colonists boarded the shores of a land later to be known as the state of New Jersey in the United States of America. Their quest was a simple one, in spite of the many hardships they were to endure. They sought what they truly believed to be an undeniable right of freedom to worship God as they saw fit, and this they called freedom of religion. They sought relief and solace from the form of tyranny which existed in their homelands, and this they called freedom of mind. They sought to speak their thoughts in moderation but in truth, in simplicity but with sincerity, humble and yet honest, and this they called freedom of speech. These were the foremost freedoms which gave rise to that dangerous journey across a troublesome sea to the New World, and this they called the land of the free. Many of these settlers found their way to the frontiers, to Ringwood, rich in iron ore, where they could mine the earth for their meager living, to the banks of the Passaic River, the avenue to New Amsterdam, where their crafts and harvests could be bartered and sold, to the fertile farmlands of Wayne and Totowa, to many areas in a territory which would years later bear the legend Passaic County. But freedom had its price, too. Their simple log cabins often were destroyed in hostile Indian raids, their crops burned, their small boats attacked and sunk. But the will to survive continued. If this be the price for freedom, so be it. And then these and other dedicated Americans revolted against the greatest army and navy of its time to protect those freedoms. The rest of the world wrote them off as brave but brainless fools. They rallied to their leaders. With George Washington at the Tuner's Day Mansion in Wayne, they came from the mountains of Halden and Prospect Park to meet with General Lafayette in Totowa, and they fought their foolish battle, with homemade rifles against muskets, in the snow with rags wrapped around their feet. And, incredibly, they won. A new nation was born. The territory began to grow. Alexander Hamilton envisioned a great industrial complex along the waters of the Passaic Falls, and the city of Paterson emerged. The textile center of the world was also becoming the locomotive center of the world. Merchants found their trail to Hackensack, then the county seat, arduous and troublesome. Petty jealousies erupted with the Hackensack merchants. There was no alternative but to found a new county, and thus, in 1837, the county of Passaic became a reality by virtue of an act of the New Jersey legislature. The county prospered. Roads were cut through the wilderness. Distant farmers became neighbors. Law had to be administered, and a courthouse was built. Rivers and streams had to be crossed, and bridges were constructed. New cities and towns were born. Little Falls in 1868, Pompton Lakes in 1895, Hawthorne in 1898, more and more, until 1918, when Bloomingdale became the last community to fall within the boundaries of Passaic County. The county, then as now, was governed by a board of chosen freeholders. At first, one freeholder from each community constituted the board. But as the county grew to its present 16 municipalities, the system proved unwieldy and cumbersome, and the people voted to be governed by 7 chosen freeholders, elected at large throughout the county. And the progress continued. More and more roads were cut, a newer courthouse at the turn of the 20th century, a park and museum at Garrett Mountain, a hospital, a children's shelter, a golf course. But this was years ago. And then the infection set in. The age of the American cynic was born. As the county grew in leaps and bounds within the last decade, the board of chosen freeholders in Passaic County became stagnant and complacent. They became more interested in one-party rule than in county government. The heritage left to us started to shrivel and die. Our county roads were now too few and too small. Our hall of justice so antiquated that such a simple commodity as hot water in this modern day does not exist in our present courthouse. Official records, deeds, mortgages, maps, wills, and judgments are in danger of becoming extinct because of lack of storage space. The only county park has become a necking ground for teenagers and a shooting place for snipers. A county vocational school has been delayed so long that it could be outdated before it is built. The county budget of $18 million has more than doubled during this one-party rule, and many municipalities in this county pay more in tax dollars for the county government than they do for their own local government. But you know the record. You know that we must change the course of one-party rule in Passaic County if we are to pass on to our grandchildren the great heritage left to us by our forebears. The Republican Party offers that choice for a change in Passaic County. It offers a return to representative form of government. It offers an end to inefficient planning and carefree spending. It offers a hope for our children in parks, schools, and new playgrounds. It offers sincere and dedicated county government. It offers to return Passaic County to the greatness that it once was, in this, the land of the free. The choice is yours on November 8th, 1966.
You have just heard Anthony J. Orrico, Republican candidate for Passaic County Freeholder. Remember to vote for Anthony J. Orrico and his teammates on November 8th, 1966.